You ain't getting the remote. It ain't happening, bro. You ain't getting the remote, bitch. I got it. You ain't getting it, bro. You ain't getting it, bro. I don't care. We ain't watching that, bro. You ain't getting the remote, bro. Hell no, it ain't happening, bro. Straight up.
Haha, I'm the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around, I'll bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with a lock. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I want to tell everybody welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be speaking on TV shows that basically make inmates turn up, that will go crazy over these shows, all right? Now, let me get this out there first quarter to let you know, obviously, it ain't going to be the same shows it was for individuals watching as it was for me. You feel me? Some might be the same, but it isn't going to be exactly the same. Depending on where you're at, you know, you might not get the same channels or get to see the same shit that we were watching. But I'm gonna break it down from how it was all the way as a juvenile, the TV shows that people used to get into it over, as to all the way in prison, all right? And it's crazy, you know, like TV plays a big part when you were locked up, when you're incarcerated, of course, you know. And no matter what is coming on TV, let me say this, no matter what is coming on TV, all that shit does not matter if there is a game on. If there's any type of sports, basketball, football, or college football, no matter what show is coming on, if there is a game on around that time, you ain't watching that show. Sports is the #1 thing that people are watching, regardless of what show is coming on. All right, I just wanted to make that clear. All right, now, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, obviously I've been locked up as a juvenile. When I was in my juvenile, you know, detention center, they didn't let you watch TV, all right? You didn't get shows like that. You feel me? It isn't like every day we watch the same show. No, they had your ass sit there in the moment of silence when it could be TV time. They had you sitting there, be quiet, no talking, just dead ass time. Because they wanted you to learn from your mistakes. You feel me? They wanted you to feel like you don't have control of when you get to watch TV. If you was on the streets, you could, but now it's been taken from you. As well as taking a shit when you want, eating when you want, and going to sleep when you want. You don't get to do none of that in the detention center. You feel me? They want to teach you, because normally the time that they give out when you go to the detention center as a juvenile is 21 days. You know, you could possibly get 42 days. You know, but 21 is normally what you get, all right? So we didn't really have TV shows that we watched on a day-to-day inside the detention center. Sometimes, you know, they might put a movie on when we're in the school building, but not that often, all right? And then now you got the juvenile program, which is where I went after I've been to the detention center a bunch of times. If anyone's been in trouble as a juvenile, if you know anyone that's on the bad path, that's going down the wrong lifeline, tell them to stop before they land in a program. A program sucks. But even though I have fun in mine, it just sucks. This is when you're going to be doing your actual first bid away from your family. The detention center is only 20-something days, or you know what I'm saying? But when you go to a program, they'll send your ass to the panhandle. They'll send you way away from where you're from, and for months at a time, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So in my juvenile program, one of the things that, you know, they used to always put on TV, believe it or not, I was young, was Arthur. I know y'all know what Arthur is, you know, the little cartoon, you feel me? They put that shit on there. And I remember seeing that back in the day when I was real young. And I'm like, man, they putting Arthur on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of shit is this? You feel me? This shit young. But at the same time, you know, we can't control it, you know? We're happy to just see something. We're happy to not being told what to do or told to march or sound off or anything like that shit. We'll watch Arthur. I ain't got nothing wrong with that. You feel me? So, and the program, you don't control the TV either, you know? They got like this stand on wheels, and they'll wheel it on out into the dorm. It's got a VCR under it. You know, they was putting movies in there like Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings, You know, shit like that. You feel me? We watched more movies than we did TV shows. Now, when I became an adult and I went to the county jail, this is when the shows started getting, this is where you know you have shows. There's people in the county that literally ain't gonna miss their show, you know? And depending on which jail you go to down here in Broward, we have 4 of them. We have the main jail, which is where everybody goes when you get arrested. Even if you end up going to one of the other jails, you're gonna go to the Broward County main jail first, okay? Then you got Paul Ryan, Joseph E. Conti, and North Broward. Those 3 jails are not near the Broward County Jail. Those 3 jails are actually in Pompano, and they're all on the same street. Now, when you're in the main jail, okay, they don't give you a channel changer. There's no channel changer. The officers are not in the dorm with you. The officers are in a bubble. On the outside of the dorm, there's a hallway in between the dorm and the officer station. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to change the channel inside of your dorm, you know, what they do is the tables are right there. The TV's above the table. So people jump up on the seat of the table, which is shaped like an octagon, the table, and it's got 4 little metal like poles sticking out of them with a seat on it. They jump up there and they change that shit. Now, what a lot of people were getting into it over when I was in the county jail was the show Nikita. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but if you haven't, look it up. And I think it was because a lot of people in that dorm were like, you know, gunners. You know what I'm saying? I was in black and white at the time, max custody, which is where like the high-end profile cases go. You feel me? And I only landed there because I got in a fight in Pompano over the phone. You see? So when your custody jacks up, they're gonna move you back to either the main jail or you're gonna go to North Broward because Paul Ryan and Joseph E. Conti, they don't have a box. So if you do something to where you gotta go to confinement, they may bring you right across the street to North Broward and put you in confinement. But if your custody jacked up due to your write-up, due to your, you know, the reason that you got into it, then they're gonna transfer you straight to the main jail at nighttime by yourself. That's what they did to me. And people were going in over Nikita, all right? Now, I'm talking, I seen someone get knocked out over changing the channel. You know, like, they changed it one time. My homeboy Haitian Mike told him, hey, man, don't be touching that. You feel me? Fuck that. This is what we watching. And he's like, man, hell no. He says, you touch the TV, I'm knocking your ass out. I'm letting you know right now. He thought it was a game. He jumped up there, touched the TV again, and got knocked out, all right? And that shit happens all the time now. Now, the jails that are in Pompano, there's a channel changer. So you got people that are fighting over the channel changer. You know, like you might have like a Orie, you know, like a Mexican or someone that speaks completely Spanish want to watch soccer. And they'll put soccer on, you know. And then you got a bunch of other people, you know, this is the Spanish channel. You feel me? Like, shit, you got 100 of us in here, bro. We don't know what they're saying. And out of everything that could be on right now, you're doing this shit, you feel me? So people tend to try to like muscle over the channel changer. You feel me? And I told stories before about one dude, he'd put the channel change, he'd put it on what he want, and then he'd go walk around with the channel changer in his pocket. Wouldn't even be watching the TV. That was like some put down shit, like, well, this is what y'all gonna watch. You feel me? So, depending on where you are and what you go through is what your experience is gonna be compared to mine. Now, I will tell you this. I never ever seen so many grown men, convicts, people that are in there for murders, attempted murders, robberies, and all that shit, get so excited about Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking about if there was a sense in the air that Dragon Ball Z was coming on, the whole dorm is gonna try to put Dragon Ball Z on. If they look it through the newspaper, because they put the newspaper out every single day for everyone to look at, and then all the pieces of it got to be put back together and put back on the table, or you won't get one tomorrow. You feel me? And if it shows on there, Dragon Ball Z's coming on this date, boy, they talking about it. It don't matter if it's 3 weeks away. They're going to be prepared to find that channel that Dragon Ball Z is coming on. They'll get on the phone to their peoples, tell their peoples to look it up. Dragon Ball Z is supposed to be coming on the 18th. Look it up and see what channel it's coming on. You know, like different shit like that. And people ain't playing by that Dragon Ball Z. You know? That was one thing that I used to see. Like people put that shit on. And I used to be like, you know, I fought with Dragon Ball Z, you feel me? But in jail, you know, I really didn't care. You feel me? Now, let me make this known also. The most common things that you watch when you are locked up down here in Broward County, I can't speak for everywhere else, but the main thing, as many years I went to jail, in and out, back and forth, every single time I was in there, the main commonly shows that are on all the time is Jerry Springer, Maury, and Cheaters. Them 3 shows right there be playing back to back 24/7. I'm talking about every single morning when the door pops, first thing you hear when the TV comes on, Jerry, 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 or you are not the father. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that you wake up to every single day in jail. That'll make you to where when you see that show on TV on the streets, you're like, man, I don't even feel like watching this shit. That shit gets in your head, makes you think your old lady cheating on you, makes you think that what that bitch doing right now on the streets, and I know it. You feel me? That shit's crazy, like the type of shit that goes through your mind just from watching them 3 shows. And so many people are used to watching it that they love watching it. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into prison. All right? Now, when I'm in prison, there's a bunch of shows that everybody was literally bumping over. I seen these dudes get in a fist fight over Bold and the Beautiful. Bold and the Beautiful is like a soap opera that's been going on for years. That and then The Young and the Restless, or The Young and the Reckless, something like that. Same thing. Faithfully. That one came on first, then Bold and the Beautiful. And they be sitting there watching that shit faithfully. Shit, I've had my time about Bold and the Beautiful. I fought with Bold and the Beautiful, you feel me? But I seen these dudes literally line it up. 2 big grown-ass men have been watching that shit for years and bump over that shit, you know? And it's crazy because, like I said, you only get a little bit of time to watch TV. So when you do that, you'll peace. That's where you want to relax and watch TV. Now in prison, I'm gonna break it down for as far as open bays and 2-man cells of how the TVs go. All right, when you're in the 2-man cells, you ain't got a controller for the TV. You see what I'm saying? You might be able to jump up there and change it, or you might be put in a dorm to where the officers on the outside got to change it, put it on the channel you asked them to put it on. So you don't have control of that in the 2-man cells. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out there, and it might be more louder in the dorm than it is, you know, than the TV. So you got people standing there like this near the TV, and they got their hands like this near their ears, trying to hear what it says. They also have dorms that you can get put into, and if you have the FM radios, you put it on the right station. There's actually like a station to put it on, and you can hear the TV. So you could be locked in your cell behind the door and they put the TV on. The officer want to be nice today. He leave the TV on while everybody's locked down. You can literally lean on your door from an angle and stare at the little picture while hearing it though. You see what I'm saying? So that's a good thing that they actually have, because if it's loud, a lot of dorms are loud sometimes. People don't give a damn about the TV. You know, half do, half don't. They only care about it when they want to care about it. You see what I'm saying? Now when you're in the open bay dorm and it's the TV, there's a channel changer. And I see people get into it over the channel changer all the time. Now, one of the most shows that everybody was getting into it over in prison, besides Bold and the Beautiful and The Young and the Restless, or whatever it's called, was Empire. I know y'all heard of Empire. I wasn't in prison when Power came out or whatever. Empire was one of the shows that bitches are putting a piece of paper down on their seat with their name on that shit like 4 days before it even comes on. Literally. You walk in the day room and there's pieces of paper with people's names written on that shit. You know, they claiming that shit 4 or 5 days before it even comes on. Same thing with the other show called Star. I don't know if y'all seen that one, but it's about the little females that sing and shit. The same people who made Empire made that one. And boy, I'll tell you what, the main girls in that, them babies. So a person ain't gonna miss that. A person ain't gonna miss Star. Star's coming on. Boy, everybody's staring at that bitch. So, you know what I'm saying? Bitches ain't even trying to stab nobody right now. People ain't even trying to fight. Boy, everybody's like this. Like that, you see what I'm saying? Like, for real. Another show, man, that literally caused the most attention, the most seriousness that I've ever seen, and it did it every single year. And when I say this, y'all are gonna understand why. Was the Victoria's Secret, you know, the little show thing, the little showcase when they come out and they fashion show. That's what it is, the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And they all walk out on stage and turn around and walk the other way. Got Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid and all them on there and shit. That one. That show right there, because it's got all these different females. Well, I'm talking about everybody be whistling, everybody be clapping, everybody be screaming and voting on who's gonna win and shit. And the officers, boy, be sitting back there doing the same thing. They be staring and they you know, like, if they have us on lockdown, I guarantee you, people will act up and wreck out and go against the police if they do not let us watch that Victoria's Secret fashion show. That is something I've seen every year, no matter what camp I was at. When I was way up in the Panhandle at Calhoun, they had that shit on. Everybody went buck wild over it. When I was at Charlotte CI, I watched it there a couple years. Everybody would go buck wild about it. Like, we already knew. And then, of course, you know, when you get the OK magazines, the Us magazines, the weekly magazines sent in the mail and shit, it shows on the front, like, you know, the highlights and who won or who said what. And then, like, you've seen that shit, so you already know, you feel me? And, you know, you're locked up away from women. Only women you see is some stuck-up ass, dip-chewing female officers. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, be bad-bodied as hell. And, or you go to the kitchen, you see some big blocks with a beard. You know what I'm saying? Big old women in the kitchen with beards and moles and shit. So you don't really get to see nothing that good. Other than the magazines you got to fuck with and TV. So when that Victoria's Secret shit comes on, I'm telling you, people are taking the fade for them women like they know them. The whole compound, everybody is inside their dorm right now, inside that TV room, or in the middle of the day room watching TV when that fashion show comes on. Literally. And bitches be placing bets. I bet you what's her name win. I bet you what's his name win. I bet. I call that $5. Let's bet. You see what I'm saying? And everybody be whistling and shit when they come walk out on the stage. Like, that shit is so lit and hyped. And I feel bad for anybody who ever tries to, like, sabotage that or ruin that or does something to where that shit can't come on that day. Because I tell you what, boy, you gonna have a whole dorm after you. All right? A whole dorm. Whole dorm's gonna come after you over that. Straight up. All right, now, another TV show that we used to watch when I was in prison was Saturday Night Live. I know y'all watch that shit on the streets. If you haven't, look it up. That shit used to come on. We used to watch it all the time. And that was when, like, a lot of people would go to sleep already. You know, the majority of the dorm would go to sleep. But there would be a few of us that would stand up on the nights that shit would, you know, be on. And we'd be like, hey, Sarge, man, just let us, you know what I'm saying? He'd turn all the lights out and he'd let it to where we could watch that. You feel me? And that shit right there, you know, is kind of cool because I used to watch it on the streets before I went to prison anyways. All right? You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget the two shows that we watched while we was like, you know, it for laughs, to get our mind off of our time and shit, was the American Ninja Warrior and Wipeout. They put that shit on sometimes. Like on the weekends, we'd see it on there and I'd say, oh shit, we'd be in that bit watching that. American Ninja Warrior, I think it's called, and then Wipeout. You know where they gotta do the little obstacles and jump on the water and not get knocked into the pool and all this different stuff, or they gotta run the obstacle course as quickly as they can in front of a whole crowd of people. Those two shows right there, boy. And people used to bet on that shit too. As soon as the dude does his little speech, says where he's from, what his lifestyle's like before he actually does his turn, everybody would bet if he's gonna make it or not. You think he's gonna make the other dude's turn? You feel me? You think he's gonna beat the time? And shit like that. I mean, even if they didn't physically bet like money, they just to be right and to be who's wrong, you know, feel me? But those two shows right there were the shit while I was locked up. Straight up. That, and the last show that I'm gonna speak on was called Two Broke Girls. Feel me? Which that's like a little, you know, a little show about two little females or whatever. You feel me? Where they own like a store and shit. Now these are things that I didn't really know about before I went to prison. That's what made me want to speak on them, because they were like the perfect thing to watch like while we were locked up. It has so many different categories and genres, and it gets your mind off of what you're actually going through. Okay? Like literally, here you got your homeboy just got wet up and all this different shit, and don't nobody care. Nobody cares that he got wet. Everybody's in there right now watching Two Broke Girls. And you're like, what the fuck? Well, if they don't care and that's their gang brother, then I might as well just join them and start watching the TV too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy, you feel me? And you do got people that cause attention and shit, like will go in there after having a bad day or some shit, man, fuck that, bro. And go in there because they feel like nobody cares what they're going through. Nobody's paying attention to what they're saying or what they got going on or whatever just happened to them. Everybody's in the TV room watching the show. They'll come in there talking all rah-rah and go up there and turn the TV off or yank the cord out of the wall. And now you got like 5, 6 people in the dorm jumping up that are going to beat your ass over there. Depending on where you go and how serious the TV is, depending if you're going to run the TV or not. There's been plenty of times that I had the channel changer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that big of a deal. It's just like I'd sit there like this with a channel changer. It ain't that big of a deal. I wouldn't say I ran the TV, but there was times that I had the channel changer. You know what I'm saying? Now you go to a place where the TV ain't that serious, you'll have the channel changer all the time. And people will tend to walk around with their chest out like they run the TV. No, don't nobody give a damn about the TV. Maybe they ain't got good channels here. Maybe they ain't got nothing that interests them. Not everybody's going to want to watch TV to kill time. You feel what I'm saying? At all. Some people will be like, man, the hell with that TV, bro. That shit just made me think of home. That shit just made me think of what I could be watching. I don't want to watch that shit. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, man, the main shows that people go buck wild over when they are locked up: Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, what's that shit called again? The Victoria's Secret fashion show, Empire, Star. Them shits ain't no joke. Them 6 right there are the top 6 that everybody went crazy over when I was locked up. Straight up. I'm talking about bitches ain't playing. People know not to even, if someone wets your gang member up, they know not to even retaliate tonight when this show is on. That's how serious that shit was. That shit go out the window. Straight up, everybody don't, that shit, it's like the whole compound just freezes. Show's over. All right, come on, let's get back to it. Literally, that's exactly what it's like, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one on up. I want y'all to do me a solid favor, man. Drop in the comment section the TV shows that y'all seen if you were incarcerated. Or if you know someone that you had that was locked up and they would call you and tell you what shows they watched. I'm curious to see who got better shit than we got. Because I didn't get to watch what I wanted. I got to watch what I was able to watch. And then eventually I started liking those shows. You see what I'm saying? I haven't watched Empire since I came home from prison. But I remember watching the seasons while locked up. Bitches will go to confinement, and when they're in confinement, they be on the door talking about, oh, they got DR court tomorrow. And you be like, yeah, hell yeah, bitch, I'm finna be back on that Pound Boy Empire come out Friday. Like, they can't wait to get out of confinement to go to whatever dorm they go to. They're looking forward to watch Empire. And then they be complaining, bitch, they scratched me on my DR court, bro. I ain't going till next week, bitch, I'm gonna miss another episode of Empire, bro. And I be laughing, like, bitch, I done missed the last 7 of them back here. You know? But that's what I want y'all to do, man. I want y'all to drop in the comment section any shows that y'all watched when y'all were locked up. Whether it was a juvenile, adult, or like I said, if you got any family members or any homeboys, any loved ones, friends that be telling you what shows they watched when they were locked up. If you're from a different coast or if you're from a different country, y'all drop it in the comment section, man. Let me know what it is that they play where the jails or the prisons are where you're from. All right, I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. I'm gonna wrap it on up. Make sure y'all keep them squares, rats, clowns, chomos, and pedos out of your circle. Until next time, this is Frog.